careful. You might learn something.
Let's go.
You are now tuned in to the Factual Opinions Podcast with your host. I am Pharaoh. Straight facts.
What's up, world? This is Factual Opinions Podcast, Season 5, Episode 15, calling this one the AFC North and Big Ten Conference Preview, because that's what we're primarily going to be focusing on today, giving you the up-to-date predictions and prognostications on what we think will happen this year in the NFL's toughest, grimiest division and in college football's premier conference, which has produced the last two national champions. So it's your humble and gracious host, I am Pharaoh, checking in with Will West, the best, Nate.
You know it.
And finally, one of my dear friends who I've known practically my whole life, a supporter of that team up north, which I thought would be appropriate for this episode. And I'm already having second thoughts. My dear friend, Brother Jeremy Triggs, welcome to the show, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, it's been a while. We have been trying to work on this and get this into play. We'll also be joined by our recurring guest host, Will Johnson, the Schroeder basketball varsity head coach at some point this episode. Yes, for anybody asking, the Brown Bruce Wayne is still part of the Factual Opinions Podcast family. He's getting some things together, as we've mentioned, off the air with his personal situation. He should be back by the end of this month. So, Big John, we love you. Looking for you to get back, brother. Well, I'm going to piss some people off right away because we were off the air when several things happened, and this is on a solemn note. You know, they say death comes in threes, brother.
Definitely do. Definitely.
We lost the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy. We lost the Immortal Hulkster. And Theo, Brother Malcolm Jamal Warner. Now, I'm going to start with him, speaking of the latter, because the Cosby Show was very near and dear to my heart, and actually still is. I came from a decent, household that, esteemed me and let me know that I could achieve anything I wanted in the world. But I still think, as a young brother growing up, the Cosby Show and seeing that on TV, seeing an African-American family portrayed in that light and achieving higher education and different than some of the other shows and depictions, even Good Times, which was legendary, was a different feel. And anytime, especially me and Brother Jeff would get behind up there on our schoolwork at the University of Toledo, I had this Cosby Marathon tape that we would throw on and we would laugh.
Not the VHS.
The VHS back in the day, right? And we would throw that on and laugh and really actually get down to our work. But I was just always inspired by that because it showed us achieving higher education. And Malcolm Jamal Warner, from all accounts, was a solid dude for everybody.
Sure. He was. Mm-hmm.
So I do want to give my condolences to his, family, a little late from when it actually happened. But he had a tremendous career in acting, as well as being a great human being from what I hear. So it's definitely a loss. Now, getting to the Immortal Hulkster passing, and I hope Nate is tagging everybody that
Oh yeah, I am.
Did you tag Brother Meach?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm looking right now as I get ready to reshare this, and I don't like breaking eye contact, but I really.
What's up, Tony?
Brother Tony in the house. So look, Triggs, what was your comment when we were off the air about the Immortal Hulkster?
The Immortal Hulkster said some things about the African American community that got people in uproar. Some of the same people that watched him as an idol growing up.
Yeah. Now, those comments are a little old. I mean, I was fully aware of them when they were made in that private setting that he was not aware that he was being recorded in, nor does that excuse it. And I want to preface this before I get started that nobody agrees with what the Hawkster said and the usage of the words in particular that he used. Now, I've made the comment in particular, and I said it off the air, and I'll repeat it again, that I know some people that have never used the word and are racist as all get out. I don't believe that necessarily using that word by itself makes you racist, but you do have to pay attention to context. Now, I've heard, and this is black fathers, white fathers, whoever, say pretty poignant things and
We're about to join.
or more explicit than what was said about what type of guy they don't want their daughter to bring back. Now, again, that does not excuse that, but all I want to focus on this episode is saying goodbye to the Hawks. I don't know if he had his funeral yet. It may have been.
No, not yet. I don't think
Nah,
we
I
have.
think yeah. I think it's this weekend.
What he did, similar to Dr. Cosby, who we just, mentioned the show and everything, you can't erase the legacy. The person, some of the decisions he's made later in life, particularly, when he fell on hard times and needed, money and everything else, yeah, it's questionable. But, where would we all be if we were judged by, number one, our worst moment and or recorded in a private setting? That's all I want to ask people. Would you still have your job? Would you still have your family, your significant other?
We all agreed on that everybody be under the jail.
Don't make it right. I'm just saying we need to add some context to this, and I know some people are going to be hard line on it, but particularly with the events that happened here in Cincinnati recently, that have become national fodder.
National news.
All I want to say is this to everybody who has an opinion, and I'm talking about black, white, conservative, liberal, whoever. Stop falling for the low-hanging fruit. Period, point blank. Because all of this is a distraction. When it comes down to it, it's still about the have and the have-nots, and everybody else that confuses you with the layers about, oh, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm. Stop falling for the low-hanging fruit. Cincinnati has made tremendous progress from where it was when we were growing up.
For sure.
Does that mean that it's exactly where it needs to be? No. But I definitely don't like it being politicized one way or another, or politicians who only visited Cincinnati one time during their campaign trail and graduated from the University of Michigan anyway. So no, I'm not talking about Vice President Vance, obviously, who graduated from the Ohio State University.
And some of his comments were some of the worst that ever came out. So
they were,
but
I
was produced in Columbus.
I don't like Bernie Moreno having an opinion on what goes on in Cincinnati when he doesn't care about Southwest Ohio and only visited on the campaign trail one time and threatening to cut off federal aid that will affect everyday people that have nothing to do with what happened.
I can agree to that. But he didn't learn that in Ann Arbor. He learned that before he got to Ann Arbor.
Okay. Leave it to you to clean that up.
That was beforehand? You saying that was beforehand?
Yeah, they say racist behavior isn't something that's learned, that's taught.
Sure.
You're taught that at a young age. So the things that he was taught and that he lived by, he learned that when he was in high school. It's just when he got to college, he read a few books and it just got a little worse. But
well, he spent his formative years, I believe, in Columbia, Bernie.
What's up, Marco?
Before he even got here. But that's all I'm saying. This is not a situation that needs to be politicized for political gain or fear mongering or further dividing people. There's my brother, the head coach of the mighty Schroeder Jaguars, Brother Darren Sellers, said Ann Arbor is Ann Arbor.
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Couldn't agree more.
Bro, are you going this year? Y'all going to a game?
I'm gonna try to catch one on the road, but I'm not gonna go for my birthday.
Okay.
They'll be in Oklahoma that week
you used
anyway.
to go for the birthday, huh?
They're going to go beat up on Boomer Sooner that weekend, so they won't even be up there.
I asked Triggs months ago about going in that last Saturday in November, but he didn't want to go because he felt like he would have to defend his brother against 115,000 mates. But he might be right, because I know I can't win that battle, but it would be tough for me to sit there and tolerate that. So
Yeah, and I'm not, fandom or not, I'm still gonna ride with my brother. You know what I mean?
So I do want to get into what we were highlighting the episode to be right away. And there's been a lot going on in the NFL. First of all, my cousin, who I've never met, but yes, he's my cousin, Mr. Micah Parsons, before we get into our AFC North and Big Ten talk, has officially requested a trade from, how about them Cowboys? It's getting pretty ugly. This is actually typical practice by Jerry Jones as far as how he does negotiations with his stars, and sometimes will not re-up all the way up until the start of the season. And if you recall, back in '92, Cowboys actually started 0-2 because they started the season with Emmitt Smith holding out and Jerry Jones being stubborn until he finally, after Charles Haley walked in the locker room and damn near tore the entire place up and said, we need Emmitt in this. I can't say what he said, but until Jerry finally got the message and got the deal done. And the Cowboys, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, became the only team to win the Super Bowl after starting 0-2 in NFL history.
Yep, you're right.
I think you're right about that. Yeah.
Yep, that's good history right there. You good with
Well,
that one.
the thing about Micah and along with other edge rushers, the market has went up.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland kind of started it. Pittsburgh matched it, and now we got our beloved Bengals and those Cowboys to see what's going to happen next. The market of edge rusher has went up so far that Jerry, like Mike, he ain't trying to reach in his pocket and pay nobody.
Nah, he ain't.
Not anymore. This was not the young Jerry Jones who was willing to spend everything to get those 3 Lombardi trophies. And the other part about it is definitely looking at it. There's a bit of a different situation going on in Dallas than there is here. Speaking of the devil, we got Brother Will.
Hey, give me a quick second, fellas. Give me a quick second. Run a little bit.
Why you look like you in a mansion, bro? What's going on?
Hey, bro, don't worry about me, bro.
Hey,
on, bro.
Off the air, off the air.
In the back, man.
Off the air, y'all. Off the air.
So a bit of a different situation in Dallas than Cincinnati because Micah is younger, still in his prime, as opposed to Trey Hendrickson that you were alluding to. And he just needs to get paid. He's clearly...
Let me ask you, before you go, I know where you're going to go. Before you ask that, switch those situations. Would you sign Micah Parsons to that max dollar if we had him?
I would.
What about you, Brody?
Yeah, Michael Parsons is a generation, buddy. I mean, you ain't gonna get much better than Michael Parsons.
It's especially the age too, because as much as you're rewarding somebody for what they've already done, when you're a general manager or owner, you're also paying them that next contract for what they are still able to provide your organization.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of people lose sight of. Yes, you want there to be some loyalty factor, but we know there's not really any loyalty in professional sports. It's still about what you can do for me.
What have you done for me lately?
Well, it's definitely that in the NFL. And that's the sad part is Micah's still producing. He only missed 4 games last year, not the 6 that Jerry alluded to or said.
Yeah. I was wondering why he threw that out there. Like, I'm like, maybe that's just the scene.
Well, Jerry likes to talk. And, his whole statement about, you could walk outside and get hit by a bus the next day.
Yeah, that blows my mind. He's still using these quotes.
So when I look at the situation, part of it makes me think that Jerry's just talking just to talk. And that's not really what's going to happen at the end of the day. I still think they'll find a way to get this done. But Micah does not want to be there, like, really. He's turned off by some of the, practices that have been done. Jerry wanted to negotiate with his agent not there. knowing that Micah, like most athletes, and does not, understand
He
all
don't work that. He don't work like that.
contracts and little loopholes and everything that Shamar Stewart was just dealing with. Here certain language clauses. And
My
then
Bengals, let's go get Micah Parsons. I'm gonna shoot it out there.
I
I'm gonna
would
shoot
love
it.
to do that, and I'm going to follow up with the cousin who I actually do know that knows Micah to see if we can somehow flip that, make a guest appearance on Factual Opinions also. But
We got to go get Micah Parsons.
I
We
would
got to
love
do it.
We don't have, first of all, we don't have a checkbook, and we don't even have an ink pen that we even sign that puts the check.
Ocho threw that out there last week, and I'm like, man,
But
I
I
mean,
saw
we
it.
sent Trey Hendrickson down there, be
So I
be,
saw
be the
it.
white boy down there, and then send the black man up here.
I saw it on X, formerly known as Twitter, where they would send about 4 draft picks to Dallas for Michael Parsons right now, and they were asking a poll of people that would do it, and it was unanimous of a yes. Um,
That's a
it wouldn't
generational
even
talent.
it wouldn't even matter if it was 2 first round draft picks, a second round and a third round, because historically we know if they're not picking out from Ann Arbor in the first 2 rounds, they ain't really going in many other places. So
Hold on, man. Hold
to
on, hold on,
send
hold on, hold on,
to
hold on.
send those picks somewhere else, it wouldn't really hurt.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Wait a minute.
I'm going
You
to say
said if it ain't Ann Arbor picks, it don't matter. Is that what
I
you
mean,
said?
I mean, am I right,
no.
No.
brother Alex?
The
Am I
last,
right?
the last pick from Ann Arbor that actually panned out for the Bengals was Leon Hall. I was trying to say that for later, but
But
We're
we
gonna throw
got
that out there.
the young boy is gonna work out.
Who?
DJ Turner was doing pretty good before he tore his shoulder up.
Yeah.
See, here we go. We're gonna go in. We're gonna get going and see. We're gonna take it to another level because Lou defense was outdated.
see,
You can't bring all these young guys in and you still running the ABC John Madden 97 defense. You got to change it up.
this is what I like. See, we diverting away from the script already. So, Dax Hill is a bust.
Yeah. Pure
Period. Point
bust.
blank. We've
Pure
tried two
bust.
different
He
positions.
had a position. He played pretty good at safety.
Bust.
He played pretty good at safety.
Yeah, he could come down
That's
here and
the,
tackle.
that's the reason why they switched him, Brother Triggs.
He
Now, I
come
didn't
down here
expect
and
him to
tackle.
come in and be Jesse Bates. I really didn't. But I also didn't expect him to give up so many over the top, big plays.
Well,
Yeah.
no, he can't cover. He can't. That ain't what he. He can't cover. That ain't his thing.
So, bro,
I
hold
just
on,
said he
bro.
come down
If
the
you
hill and
in that
tackle.
room, you gotta at least know what you're doing.
You drafted him when he was playing the Viper, so he was playing slot guys and tight ends. Why did you bring him in the league and think he was going to be able to cover the best wide receivers in America?
Because the whole narrative around Dax Hill when he came into the league was because of that versatility with him playing that Viper hybrid position that he would be able
Mhm.
to do both
They was saying he was a
field
floater.
roles for you. That
He was
was the
all over the
narrative.
place.
At least
So
that's
that
what
mean
sold the Bengals.
so that mean the people that's doing scouting ain't scouting right. Because if they would have watched tape like I watched, he covered slot receivers and tight ends.
What up, Coach? Hey, I still want the kids on here, man. We need to talk and work this out. I ain't forgot about you.
You didn't see Dax Hill lined up against Mr. Marvin Harrison Jr., did you? Or no, Marvin Harrison Jr. was out of school. Jackson
No, he
Smith
was
and
already
Jigba.
gone.
No,
Yeah,
Dax Hill was defending
did you?
the duo of Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. Two of the greatest wide receivers ever from
And who
the
played tight end on that team?
Mm.
Jeremy.
See, you can't even remember. So he had to guard that guy. So because he
I
wasn't even a
well,
factor on the team. So that's who they put him on.
but
So they was hiding him. So you basically saying they was hiding him.
No, he wasn't hit. Third down, who you looking for? It's slot in the tight end. He guarded that guy. Third down. And
we
he
know
came down
tight
the hill and
end.
he made tackles.
tight end has historically not been the emphasis of the Ohio State passing game.
I don't have nothing to do with that. Yeah.
So okay, but here's the thing. So I was gonna
I'm
start.
waiting for Saul to say something because he a big Blue Nation boy too. I don't understand either.
I still want to start NFL. So what we'll
We
do,
go NFL.
out of respect for the defending AFC North champion Baltimore Ravens, and for me to try to be unbiased, is we'll start with them.
Okay.
Okay.
So key offseason acquisitions, they went out and they got DeAndre Hopkins, although he's not, the same DeAndre Hopkins. It's still another weapon to throw out there with Flowers and
Yeah.
Rashad Bateman,
Yeah.
and of course the tight end that he loves so much, Mark Andrews, out there. So, and brother Darren, Cade Stover was one of the tight ends, but I was thinking about somebody else, and I'm mad that I forgot his name. But yes, Cade Stover was one of them that played in 2021 and 2022. But the Baltimore Ravens went out, added some pieces, more weapons for Lamar Jackson. That's the one thing I do like about that organization is they do try to go for the gusto and add weapons every year, even going back to when they had brought the OBJ experiment, in to try to help out. So they do try to put weapons around Lamar Jackson. As much as I hate him, John Harbaugh is a good coach as well, just like his cheating brother, Jim.
Hey. I wasn't expecting that fast. Oh God,
we will get to that. Can we talk about the NFL, please?
That's who they added.
Brandon said, "Get this Michigan man off the podcast."
What's up, B Hunt?
What's up, B?
Congratulations, brother.
Congrats, bro.
Kind of sad.
They also added Alexander. Jair Alexander. That's who they added. Baltimore did.
Okay.
And Awuzie. I forgot they went and got Awuzie too.
I was going to mention Awuzie too. So Baltimore.
The wide receiver?
Our former corner.
Oh, no, corner. That's right. Awuzie from the play with the Bengals. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking about the kid. I was thinking about the kid out of Chicago. My bad.
He went to Tennessee after he left here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, his time is about up, so we don't have to worry about him.
Yeah, he got about one more year.
So what are your expectations, gentlemen, for Baltimore? Clearly think they're a threat to run it back and win the division again, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
And
you know what's crazy? I think if Baltimore uses or incorporates Derrick Henry more in the passing game, they'll be pretty much unstoppable offensively.
I like that, Tony. Tony, I definitely like that record you just posted. 13-4 is a good record for them.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of times when Derrick Henry's in the game, I mean, he's in a single back formation. They hand the ball off to him in the shotgun, and they hand the ball off to him in the shotgun. And it's hard to get the train going when you just standing still.
And we got to remember he's 30. He's 30.
Yeah.
Now, I said that going into last year, and I will admit that he proved me and
he definitely proved a lot of people wrong.
That he still has something in the tank. So I'm one of those that I got to see the decline before I start talking about it. We know the league has this campaign to devalue the running back position, and when you hit that 30 wall, well, cats like him and Adrian Peterson are a little bit different.
And Joe Mixon.
Yeah, well, he wasn't 30, and y'all know my
opinion on
Joe Dean.
My bad, he ain't 30 yet.
I don't want to get fired up about that again. See me gritting my teeth. Shout out to Joe Dean. No, you know what? I could see them going 13-4, anything like that, 12-5. The thing about it is Lamar Jackson has been more of a bugaboo for Joe Burrow than Patrick Mahomes or anybody else.
For sure.
He has been.
I think Lamar is either 9-1 or 10-2 against the Bengals during his time there, something like that in that range. So we got to figure out how to get that Baltimore hurdle out the way. But now I fully expect them to be there. They do a great job of drafting. They do a great job of developing their guys once they get there. I've always said the great GM Ozzie Newsome was
special teams might be the only issue they got.
he was tremendous, but they haven't really fallen off. I'll say this: when he first took over as GM for the Baltimore Ravens, his first draft, he had 2 first-round draft picks.
Yeah,
both turned into
maximize.
Jonathan Ogden and Ray Lewis. His first 2 draft picks in the same round, and he left them his last draft. He drafted Lamar Jackson, number 32 overall in the NFL draft.
So if we're gonna have another guest appearance, I can't do nothing about it.
What's up, Jay?
Oh,
nephew, what's up, man?
So
got that tablet. He good. That's all that matters.
Just like my little people, give him that tablet, boy.
Like in.
If he didn't have the tablet, he'd be on the interview.
Yep. He gonna have something to say. He was at church wilding out, so I already know.
So can our beloved Bengals split with Baltimore this year?
Yes. I feel like we can.
Nate, do you expect them to split with Baltimore this year?
Yeah, I do expect them to split this year.
Our
biggest issue our last 3 years has been injuries. That's been our issue our last 2-3 years.
Tony
injuries.
Brought up a good point though. Only issue may be special teams for Baltimore because they had a pretty rock solid, and
Tony, we ain't gonna talk about that record against Joe Burrow right now.
I'm being funny when I say pretty good or pretty solid because that's actually a huge understatement. They had a hell of a kicker for almost the past decade, and Mr. Billy, who's no longer there.
No longer there. He caught some allegations. He was living too good in Baltimore.
Living too good in Baltimore, man.
Maybe that's why he started missing some of them kicks last year. His mind was elsewhere.
Yeah, he already knew he was caught up.
We see what happened with Tiger.
He knew he was caught up.
You know what? I'm glad the Tiger won, not to get off track, but I'm glad the Tiger won that Masters again. What was that, 2019?
Yeah,
that was his last hurrah.
Yeah.
But to see him climb all the way back and get another green jacket, because when he fell, oh my goodness.
It was a bad fall, a real bad fall.
Tyrell P, man.
Man.
I shouldn't say this on air, but I used to joke and say, look, whatever combination he had going prior to falling off, whether it was being hypnotized by the military psychiatrist or messing with them, I'll be nice to say escorts. He needs to go back to it because he ain't been the same without it.
He was getting a heck of a massage. We ain't heard nothing about his back for 20 years.
No, so for 20 years, we ain't hear about nothing.
His back went out.
After the back went out, it was over. When he couldn't swing that club, he was like, oh, it's the back. That's because the masseuse was gone.
Tony said, what is his record versus? See, Tony is always being funny when it comes to Joe Burrow. I'm not going to say it again. I already said it. How about that? What's Joe Burrow's record versus?
Tony always trying to cause some controversy.
And Josh Allen, who Tony ranked as his second quarterback on our Power 5 rankings last episode, which I couldn't believe. Oh, by the way, brother Tony, is everything good audio wise? Like we're not having any issues?
No lag, right?
Or lagging? Can you let me know that in the comments?
Brother Will having some technical issues. That's why he hasn't gotten back on.
Okay.
I told him he shouldn't have put that rich N-word background.
That piano.
Yeah. You got the piano in the background with the spiral staircase going on.
Hey, I told you we talking about off there.
Yeah. So moving on from the Ravens, let's get into the Cleveland Browns. If brother
don't
Dan,
ever do that. Hold on, first of all, don't ever.
It's a rebuild. It's a rebuild.
Hey man, look. Y'all know where my loyalty is. I'm just doing that for people like Brother Darren who might be in here and still listening because we want to talk.
It's a rebuild in Cleveland, and they got a lot of issues, man. They don't want to get abolished Shador, and I don't understand why.
Well,
they are so against having him being the starter.
We'll get to Shador.
So against it.
One of the issues is not All-Pro corner Denzel Ward from
It's
the.
not. Oh, it's not. It's not. You know they keep a
There
good
you go.
corner.
T. I can barely see you, but you in the garage? You went away from the piano?
No, he had to.
Sick,
We were just talking
everything
about the
messed up
whole
everything
spiral
messed up, bro.
staircase.
Let me quit messing with Brother Will.
I think, but nah, with Cleveland got issues. They like the girlfriend that just keep nagging somebody and they in the way. They got a lot of issues going on.
They have a lot of internal issues.
Yeah.
You know, well, I shouldn't say that. Except for 2 Sundays a year, I'm rooting for that brother GM up there to maybe turn things around. But they just don't have a blueprint. Ever since the Browns came back in the NFL in 1999, like, this is not the original Browns. The original Browns are the Baltimore Ravens. You know, it just the DNA never transferred over. They can never. What did Cedric say on Kings of Comedy? His curl just never quite.
Never quite got
Always
there.
something that concerned me.
Yeah.
Never, and that's how I feel about Cleveland. Like, they've never quite got it right consistently since coming back in the NFL. And part of it is the quarterback position. So we'll move to that because we know the known commodities that they have. Denzel Ward, obviously Myles Garrett. You know, the defense is still pretty good, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is quarterback. They haven't had a consistent quarterback since Bernie Kosar. Baker got him to the playoffs for the first time in 20-something years, and then they pulled the plug on him almost immediately, which, based on what he's doing in Tampa Bay, looks
That
like
was the wrong mistake.
and the amount of draft picks they gave up to acquire him and that number 1 pick in the first place. So that brings us back to the quarterback position again. You got old man Joe Flacco, who I still say will not make it past the midpoint of the season, even if he is ultimately named week 1 starter. Kenny Pickett shouldn't even be part of the discussion.
He isn't. He ain't. He ain't at all. Dylan Gabriel looks terrible in training camp.
I know he has. I don't know why or who drafted Dylan Gabriel, because unless you're doing, you know, that Oregon crap, you know, in the pros.
So Cleveland has had 40 starting quarterbacks since 1999.
40?
40.
To that stat.
Oh my God.
40 starting quarterbacks since
40 starting quarterbacks
1999.
is crazy.
That equals lack of stability. So with my next comment, we enter Brother Will into the conversation because you know who has been tabbed to start Friday's preseason game for the Cleveland Browns. And I know you're rooting hard against this young man. So I want to get your opinion on what you think is going to
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm excited to see what he look like.
happen on Friday, because I think he's going to light it up the same way he's been lighting up training camp and been the obvious best QB performer on the roster from what people have said who have observed it. Shout out to brother Ruben Patterson, also big Browns fan, Bearcat legend.
Happy belated, brother.
You see how it go. I mean, is he gonna be going against number 1s?
There should be some out there.
It'd be the two. It'd be with the twos though.
It's gonna be a lot of 2s and 3s.
Yeah, twos and
Practice
threes.
squads. He's still gonna throw 2 interceptions.
You say 2 interceptions?
Yeah. He's been taking third street stats. How can we even call that light it up? Well, he has gone against 2s and 3s, and in some instances he did go against the 1s for a short period of time. But, you know, my comment to that always is when people say that, or a team beats a team that they're supposed to. Well, what would you say if the opposite occurred? What would you say if he went out there against those 2s and 3s and was screwing up and throwing interceptions left and right and didn't have the best completion percentage out of all the quarterbacks on the Browns roster right now? So that means he's doing what he's supposed to do, right? let's let him continue to do that until he proves otherwise.
Yeah, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's definitely doing what he's supposed to do.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean,
go
I'm
ahead, go
with
ahead.
you though. I don't understand why they drafted Dylan Gabriel, but
I don't either. I don't either.
I mean, I'm not a GM and I'm not even
That's
in
the
those
pick
shoes.
that
So
just didn't make sense.
I don't know. If they knew they was going to draft Shador, I don't understand why they would even draft Dylan Gabriel.
I mean, you know how I think. I think Dylan Gabriel was a friend was a favorite for a friend, and I think somebody told them to draft Shador. I don't think they wanted either one of them two quarterbacks, to be honest.
I think Shador fell into their lap, and even they couldn't believe he was still there in the 5th round, and it just became a value pick at that point where it's like we might as well. Because either way, like I said, your long-term solution is not Joe Flacco.
No,
No, Joe got about 10 snaps in it.
I give you 8. I ain't gonna say 10.
And Kenny
Joe got
Pickett is just on the
uh,
roster right now.
what's Kenny's last name?
Pickett.
He threw it
Throwing
to
Exactly.
the other
picks all
team. He
day,
threw it to the
baby.
other
He threw it to the other team.
team.
They going the other way, baby.
But I don't even think they looking forward to this season, man. I think they really want this season to be a wash, and they looking towards next season.
Yeah,
I
it's a
agree.
rebuild. It's a
I agree.
rebuild.
So if anything,
I
what they
agree,
should
Dewan. I
hope,
give him 5. I give him 5 wins, if
what
that.
they should hope is that
Brother Dewan
Shador
said,
look Shador look Shador look promising, and they lose because they really want Arch. That's who they want. So Shador to look promising,
We
so they
got
can
to see if
trade him.
Arch look good this season,
you
though.
think Shador is trade bait then? Is that what you saying?
I
If
believe so.
if he shows out,
If he show,
Not,
unless he go out there and just is phenomenal, I think he trade bait.
and he got to stay out of Cuyahoga County justice
Yeah, he
system.
got to stay out of there.
He got to
Jesus.
stay. If he
quit
stay
going
out of
100
there, he'd be all
miles
right.
He
per
got to
hour.
stay out of there. They said he got, what, 3 tickets?
Yeah,
Hey,
he'd be all
listen.
right.
You got to get he need a minivan at this point.
Hey,
Slow
listen.
him the
Michelle
fuck.
Arch is going to New
Slow him
Orleans. You
down.
know the league would probably like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's
Archie
true.
going to New Orleans.
That's
I
true.
think he is too. He
Hey,
going down there with Gray. He going where Granddaddy started at.
hey, listen.
That's if he survives that
Yeah,
105,000 in my state capital in a couple weeks.
I see him losing the first game.
All I know is they need to prep young African American athletes before they come to Ohio.
So let's stay on the NFL, please. Can we stay? Y'all jumping the gun talking about art.
Yeah,
Can we
we'll
stay
get
on
there.
NFL?
But honestly, I think that's the most impressive storyline coming out of Cleveland is this quarterback battle and what they're going to do.
Yeah,
I think the defense is going to continue to do what it's doing because you have stalwarts like Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward out there who are not going to drop their level of play, but it's not a roster that I see making the playoffs or making any type of push this year. They're definitely looking towards the future. With that said, that brings up that team from Allegheny County that we all hate on this show. But in fairness, we have to do this. So yes, I'm referring to the dreaded, hated Pittsburgh Steelers.
Only reason I give them a winning season is because of their head coach. And my brother loved the quarterback, but he can't go left and right anymore. So I'm
nope,
not
it's
even
over
gonna
for
worry
left and
about it.
right.
Hey man,
Tony
as one of
said,
Aaron
Steelers said it.
as one of Aaron Rodgers' biggest fans, so
Yeah, it's a wrap.
it's,
It's a wrap, bro.
it's
He's
over.
not.
I don't care
He's
what
not
nobody say.
discount.
It's a wrap for Aaron Rodgers.
He's
He's
not
starting.
discount double check anymore.
He's starting to look
The
like
double
Patrick
check been
Ewing on
gone
the
for
Sonics.
3 years.
He's starting to look like Patrick Ewing on the Sonics, man. I love Aaron Rodgers. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks who's ever made.
Damn, god damn, big dog.
I mean, I'm
Jesus.
honest.
Hey, we gonna give AB a heart attack. Please, why we had to bring up the Knicks?
Anyway,
Hey, oh, that's bad, boy.
I'm just
God
saying,
damn.
man. And if he started to look like T-Mac on the Spurs, I mean, it's just a couple of players that Aaron Rodgers is starting to look like, man. And I love him. It's one of my favorite probably is my favorite football player ever.
I must say, as a Bengals fan, and I hold Aaron Rodgers on the field in high regard, like Will does for his talent. And I never will forget when he was drafted in 2004. He slid to pick number 24, which is insane. A lot of it was because of his perceived arrogance or attitude, as they said, and they chose Alex Smith. I'm speaking of the 49ers over him with the number one pick, and he slid. And I never will forget former ESPN host Trey Wingo, who used to do NFL Live, asking Aaron Rodgers, he said, "You come from the same system that produced Kyle Bowler, Joey Harrington, and Achilles Smith. How are you different than those guys?" And his answer, well, number one, I'm better than those guys.
Yeah.
And it took Trey Wingo even by surprise. But I always remember that arrogance in a good way and belief in himself. Now he had to sit behind Brett Favre the first few years, which honestly I don't think turned into a bad thing, because even though Favre was not the nurturing veteran willing to give up the spotlight at all, had to be forced out of Green Bay finally. There were some things he picked up by osmosis during his time there, watching him, whether it was preparation, little stuff that you can't teach anyway. So, but he's not that player anymore. But the Steelers are trying to go for the gusto. I didn't understand trading Pickens at first. They did bring in DK Metcalf as the number one wide receiver. They've made some other moves now, acquiring Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay at the corner positions. Triggs is
Older,
shaking his head.
older guys, they not. They got to be able to
I
keep up
need to
with the
see that
likes of.
Jalen Ramsey can't play anymore, because I still don't see. Uh,
He's a,
I don't see a
so
fall off from.
where do they put these guys? Because they still got Joey Porter Jr. So then, do you put Jalen Ramsey in the slot? Is he a nickel guy? Is Darius Slay a nickel guy? Where do you put him?
I think he's going to have to be. Jalen Ramsey is a bigger guy anyway, and as Father Time starts to win slowly, which is undefeated anyway, maybe you will see him in kind of a hybrid safety / rover linebacker role. But I also know that Jalen Ramsey keeps himself in as good a condition as I've seen as far as NFL guys. So when he literally can't play, it would be because Father Time won, not because he
When
didn't
they
show.
line up against who they nation, he's guarding Ishibosh.
Well, it's going to be a problem for whoever tries to guard T, and especially Uno at this point.
I
But
had to take a drink on that moment. Like, yeah, that don't sound bad.
well,
I
here's the
Um,
thing.
or
go ahead.
Mike Gesicki or somebody.
Here's
Uh,
my summary for Pittsburgh. Number one, although I hate that organization, I've always had a lot of reverence for the Rooney family as an ownership group, and some of the diversity initiatives that they've done, and the fact that they've had 3 head coaches since 1969. And all of them have won at least one Lombardi trophy. So that means that they know what they're doing. Secondly, I love Mike Tomlin, although I hate his employer. Matter of fact, Mike is just awesome as a
we
coach.
are, me and Al, we both said it. If he wasn't with Pittsburgh, if we could have a coach, we would want Mike Tomlin. To be honest,
There's a lot of Pittsburgh fans that want him gone now too, and he would be unemployed all of 5 minutes if
yep,
that ever happened. So
he
that's
wouldn't be
why I
unemployed
say
long.
I'm leaning towards maybe a record like Tony said, 10-8, something like that, 10-7, because I've yet to see Mike Tomlin have a losing record, which is amazing. Even Bill Belichick can't say that. So he's going to
If
have them ready to play.
do they have the same kicker from last year?
I believe so.
Well, they'll be all right because that's what they're gonna get: threes, 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 and they live on the defense. They gonna win games 17-10, 17-13, like they've been doing. DK Metcalf gonna have a midseason breakdown because Aaron can't get him the ball.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
still Boswell, right? The
I believe so. I
Kicker,
believe
yeah,
so.
it's still
Yeah, I believe
Boswell.
so.
the
So they're
Cincinnati.
gonna be all
He
right.
don't miss when he play the Bengals. I know that.
But what they had 2 games last year where they won. All they did was kick field goals all game. Uh, So As
Yeah,
long as they can kick field goals, they'd be all right.
I
I
got to
mean,
make sure I got Reem in here too, as before we
coaching,
finish out. And
coaching, defense, the intangibles, man. When I look at Pittsburgh, I just always look at the intangibles, man, and what they bring to the what they bring to each and every game. They're never out of a game. If you don't
No,
jump on,
never.
yeah, if you don't jump on them early, is you get them opportunity for leadership and coaching to come into play, and then that's always gonna swing in their favor. They got that toughness. They never gonna back down. They always gonna be
what?
prepared.
Even against Zach Taylor?
Yeah, they always gonna be prepared. And so I see anything from their first losing season to maybe
Oh,
11.
you think this is their first losing season?
Hey, listen, man, I'm the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan,
That's big time.
but my boy been bad, man. My boy been bad.
Ah,
Like
In New York,
I don't remember the last time I seen him throw the ball 40 yards.
that's a good thing. That's there. You right. He
Like
ain't
for
do.
real.
Oh, we got Mr. Lawrence in the house.
Yep.
It's him. As long as Bengals do nothing less than split against the NFC North. We'll get to the Bengals. We're getting ready to bring them up right now. All I'm going to say is, as a Bengals fan, I did enjoy, I don't know if it's an omen or not, but Aaron Rodgers' very first pass of OTAs was an interception.
Yep.
that's what I said.
It's a pick.
We not. That's what we not gonna worry about.
Now, he
You know,
joked about it and said, yeah, I like to get it out of the way. But I'm like, yeah,
Nah,
I
this about to
remember
be
seeing
consistent,
him
my
not.
brother.
I remember him going damn near a whole season and not throwing a pick.
Man, listen, I remember him throwing real no look passes. I'm talking
Yeah.
about not the fake no look pass. I'm talking about looking at the right side of the field and throwing a 20
And
yard
throwing a
dart to
die.
the left.
He
You
was
know what
throwing a
I'm saying?
die.
It's over, bro.
Yeah.
And he ain't as and what people really don't realize is how athletic and how mobile he was. And he ain't got that no more. So he ain't really able to get away from the defense and make plays like he used
yeah,
to.
yeah.
So
That was his calling card.
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Well,
So
when his Achilles popped 2 years ago at age
that's all
38,
listen. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
It ain't there no more.
and I'm not making light of that situation, even though I'm laughing, but the way he crumpled, 2-3 plays in, reminds you this young man's game.
It's over.
Yep.
Listen, I don't want to say it's over because like Aaron Rodgers is my guy. Like he is clearly my favorite
Come
offensive
on, man.
player.
Come to reality, Will.
And
Come to
then
reality.
Dion, yeah, like he's clearly my favorite offensive player ever. It's over. I ain't seen him throw 40 yards, bro.
Tony said 28 TDs and 11 picks to say he's done is it's crazy. Well, we're also referring to the lofty
I hate
state.
to break it to you, numbers always lie.
And in the AFC North, where he gonna get touched
Oh yeah, he gonna get touched.
every
Numbers
other
lie.
That was
play.
what I was thinking
So
in my brain. He gonna
he
get
gonna
touched
get
this
touched
season.
every other play. Whether it's a sack, it's gonna be a QB knockdown.
Hey,
It's gonna be
hey,
a hurry.
hold on, real quick. Hey, Tony, if Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback of the Bengals, you'll be feeling the same way we feel. Ain't nobody trying to hear that right now. If he
That's
was
what
the
I was going to
quarterback
say.
of the Bengals,
It's
if he was
amazing
the
how
quarterback, yeah. If he
some
was the
numbers
quarterback,
some
yeah.
numbers mean something and others don't. Because when I say, oh, Joe Burrow threw more touchdowns and for more yards than anybody during the regular season, that don't mean nothing. But
If he was, matter of fact, if he was the quarterback of the Patriots, Tony would be having. He would. Tony would be ready to crash out. Everybody trying to hear what Tony's saying.
Crash
He
man,
would
out
have
is
crashed out
beyond.
on
It's
the
gonna be
pickup.
beyond a
Exactly.
crash out.
Exactly.
when he
Beyond a
compared
crash
Joe
out.
Burrow to Tony Romo,
Hmm?
I almost wanted to remove Brother Tony from the episode.
He had
He
one
said
spit water
what?
on the camera.
Yeah,
He
you
said,
missed last episode. He was referring to their playing style and wanted me to admit that there are some similarities. And I said, even if I tried to entertain that with you, Tony, they don't belong in the same sentence. Period.
"Hey, hey, hey, Tony got a
He,
talent, bro. He really
he
need
just
to talent."
he
He
wanted
know how
some
to
clicks.
ruffle some
He must wanted
feathers,
some
bro.
clicks or something. But he
Hey,
wants some
look what I'm
clicks.
saying. Hey, Tony got talent, boy. he just be uttering something, bro.
So moving on from that team from Allegheny County, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the AFC North talk with our beloved Cincinnati Bengals. Last year, offense was not the problem
12-6. We got new defensive coordinators.
for the
He
most
can
part.
mi-
I should say it was not the problem.
he can mix with the young guys. Oh, okay.
Off season, we did what everybody said that we wouldn't do and re-signing both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Brought back tight end Mike Gesicki the other day. Acquired Noah Fant, tight end that I've held in high regard since he came into the league. Former Iowa Hawkeye, you know how they
Why?
tight
Can I
end.
ask this question? Why did we sign Noah Fan?
You said
We
why?
need another tight end.
Because we need another tight end that won't fumble going across the 1 yard line against the New England Patriots to start the year off. That's why.
All right, leave Tannehill alone,
All
please.
right, man. Here he. Chris, I ain't about to do this way. I ain't about to do this. Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I got stressed out real quick.
Go
I
ahead,
got
sir.
stressed
I
out.
ain't about to do this with you right there.
I got
Sometimes
stressed
how
out
you
quick,
start
bro.
things off are an omen to the season, and you need a veteran presence like Noah Fant, who has had success in this league. So we look to the defensive side where the majority of the concern is and should be for the Cincinnati Bengals this year. I felt Sweet Lou was a scapegoat last year. I felt like he was asked to prepare the same dish without being provided the same ingredients to do so. But that decision was made. It's done and over with. Now we have Al Golden.
His cookbook was old. You had that cookbook that you go get out of the cabinet and got to blow dust off of.
I I tell you what's old is the Bengals falling for that trap for about 2-3 straight years, drafting players from that team up north because they looked impressive when they knew what was coming in advance because of the clearly proven sign stealing operation and recruiting violations that took place for them to finally turn the pendulum against the Ohio State University and other teams. So there's no doubting that it did happen.
The NCAA ain't found nothing wrong.
Uh, you and Rain, with this stuff.
I thought we was talking
Somebody
about the
can walk
Bengals.
outside and say
How
the
did we
sky's
get here?
blue, and y'all gonna have a different interpretation of it.
How did we get here? And we was talking about the Bengals.
Okay,
Oh my God. I knew this was gonna happen today.
is Chris Jenkins gonna pan out? Because that's what we need up front is for him and McKinley Jackson and the guys up front, BJ Hill, to solidify our run defense again.
I think BJ Hill gonna be a Pro Bowler this year. To be honest,
That has suffered since the loss of my man, my
Reader.
Reader.
yes, DJ Reader.
Hey,
As
listen.
much as go ahead, Will.
I just want to give one. Hey, is Jermaine Pratt off the team? Jermaine Pratt is no longer a Bengal, right?
No.
Oh, we
No,
good.
playoff P is not a Bengal.
Carry on.
That's
We
what I
good.
was.
He's
So
out
that's
the
what I
door,
was
bro.
going to turn my
They ain't
attention
got no
to.
plate in the locker room. All the
As
shit
much
gone,
as we
man.
want to turn a lot on the back end, our linebackers really haven't produced.
Well,
Yeah, but
Logan Wilson was hurt
He
last
been
year,
hurt for 2 seasons, bro.
and Jermaine Pratt was god awful
don't start doing that, Nate. Okay,
since the Raiders
Logan
interception.
Wilson has made some pretty serious plays for this defense and this
No,
team.
no, no. I said he was hurt for 2 seasons. I ain't throwing no shame at Logan. Because Pratt was
Now,
getting all the problems. He was
Will hates
the
Jermaine
problem.
Pratt.
He was the problem.
He is awful.
Okay, look,
Al just don't want to believe that, Will. I'm like, bro, he was terrible.
Because he get an accidental interception.
it was
No.
not an accidental interception, and it was one of the greatest plays in Bengals history. Period.
That's because you was at the game.
That might be a large part of it, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it ended a 31-year winless playoff drought. Look at Nate, he got the alcohol now. So at the end of the day, linebackers are not a position where I harp too much on. Yes, you will want more production than we've gotten the past 2 years. as guys have gotten older or more banged up, whatever you want to say, just not a lot of depth. And the Bengals did address that in the draft. I looking forward to see what Demetrius Knight and the kid Barrett from Clemson do this year. I think those were underrated picks. I think they'll add depth. I honestly could see both of them playing some pretty significant snaps. Demetrius Knight would probably start.
Yeah, I'm about to say Knight starting. They say he looked good in training camp.
But what I wanted to say, Triggs, was nowadays what? You got 2 linebackers on the field, maybe at one time, most of the time.
Yeah, 2. You did 2.
It's
Knight can cover though. Knight he was good in college. He can cover. He was covering wide receivers.
That's mainly what you do now as a linebacker. You have to be able to play in space. You have to be able to defend the pass. But yes, they want you to still be the linebacker that can come up and stuff to run. But not every linebacker is a hybrid mode in that way.
Yeah, and I've been talking a lot of trash about Lou, and it wasn't Lou's fault because if you look at the play, he might have had 2 Bengals around the football. They just didn't tackle it, and that don't have nothing. That has
Jermaine
nothing
Pratt.
to do.
And
with
number
football.
57 was the one that was missing.
That's the problem.
Lou put the numbers around the football. Now, whether they made the tackle or not,
Mr. Lawrence said, "Will the Bengals make the playoffs without Henderson?" It's a good question.
Well, Henderson don't be there.
Yeah, he'll be
I ain't worried about him.
He ain't
Once
gonna
he
sit the whole
showed up,
season.
once he showed up, and he lets me know that they still talking.
Well, he has to be out there for the Bengals to do anything serious, regardless. Now, I'm glad that he did report finally and didn't want to be a distraction.
I think Joe in his ear, though.
I know Joe said that he's not going anywhere. I still have my money that this might be Trey's last year here. I tell you what's going to determine that also is what, if any, production they get from Myles Murphy and Shamar Stewart.
Mm-hmm. That's going to really change the perspective on him.
Because
I agree with that.
Part of it. Now, I'm not saying that either one of them is or is going to be Trey Hendrickson, but I still believe part of the Bengals' leverage or thinking was, look, we have 2 first-round defensive ends here that are younger that, we're going to give an opportunity to play. So long-term, beyond the, I think, maybe 2 years that the Bengals wanted to offer Trey, and that's the sticking point for anybody that is interested or wants to know exactly what's going on. It's not the money, because even the difference between the $28.5 million and the $30 million that Trey was initially wanting, he even came down on that. He wants long-term security. The Bengals don't want to get stuck paying him when he's not producing at the same level anymore. If you look at the list of guys that get double-digit sacks after the age of 30 or 31, it's not a long list, so they're kind of playing the odds with that, and that's the sticking point. But to make a run, yes, obviously they need Trey, their best defensive player out there. I'm still looking at the emphasis being on the back end. Triggs wanted to go away from that because there's a couple guys near and dear to his heart that play in that secondary that he doesn't want to focus on. But, that's going to determine a lot, because Cam Taylor-Britt, as much as I like him, is not a number 1 corner. He needs somebody solid on the other end.
And they just gave him the captain hat this week.
You know what's crazy is you ain't said nothing about Jordan Battle. You want to keep trying to focus on my guys. You ain't saying nothing about Jordan Battle.
What do you want me to say about a 3rd round pick from Tuscaloosa? What do you want me to say?
I mean, he part of the issue. And you yet to mention his name.
I see Battle actually make plays occasionally.
Hey,
DJ Turner too.
Hey, as much as, and I'm going to keep harking back to this, as much as Jermaine Pratt was the issue, Cam Taylor-Britt was the issue too. So he got a lot to do with it.
He's not, you know how you always defended Eli Apple, and I always said he was not brought in here to start, but that's the position that he was thrusted into. While Cam Taylor-Britt is a CB2, in my opinion, that's what I was saying. He needs somebody on the other side of him, so he's not coming into the game being the person that offenses are specifically targeting. Like
it's a free agent out there that we need to go get, and I can't think of who it is right now.
Hey, time out. Eli Apple slander will not be tolerated while I'm president. Our defense has been horrible without it. When Eli Apple left the Bengals, the defense went down with it.
Well, he came
I
from
hated
look.
Eli Apple.
He came from He came from DBU. He came from the school that has produced the most first round defensive backs in the
I
past
hated
20
him.
years.
I
These are
ain't even gonna
facts.
lie.
I'm not making any of this up. It has nothing to do with my rooting allegiance or anything else. You can look it up. It just is what it is.
Baby, I hated Eli Apple, didn't I?
I didn't hate Eli Apple. I said he made
I hated him.
one of the
I don't know why my
greatest.
hate was so bad. Because
Hey,
now
look,
I'm like, dang, I appreciate him now.
Eli Apple made
It
one of the greatest
changed.
open field tackles ever in Bengals history when he stopped Tyreek Hill right before halftime in the AFC Championship.
Yeah,
Totally
Dad, he was slow.
changed the
Mr.
momentum of the
Lawrence, he
game.
was slow.
Hey,
Pratt was
listen,
terrible.
it's just a
He
slow
was
go.
god awful.
It's
He
just a
was
slow go.
terrible.
Eli Apple gonna give up the slant and go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he couldn't bump
That's
it.
what he
He
gonna give
couldn't
up.
do bump coverage.
That's
It's
what he
over.
gonna give up. You gotta live with it. But he always in the right spot. I'm just saying, our defense ain't been good without him.
Well,
Man.
I've made this comment. I'm so glad that Triggs is here for this one. I've made this comment before, and I've said it, and it is the truth no matter how you want to break it down. When the roster was littered with Buckeyes, you made it to the Super Bowl, and you made it to the AFC Championship the following year. It is what it is. Now, I'm not saying this is the reason why
And
it
that's
happened,
why Triggs
but
Walls blue, because he
but
just
but
loved
when
his
you started
amazing blue
drafting,
boy.
we haven't been back to the playoffs since. I'm just saying.
Y'all should have just had y'all 1v1, bro.
I'm trying to figure out why he keep coming at me, bro. I ain't saying nothing to him. Why does he keep jumping at me?
Y'all
That's
just be
what I'm
y'all
trying to
let go.
figure out.
I'm
That's
just
what
Hey,
I'm
nah,
trying to figure out.
hey, nah, I do got a random suggestion though. I really think this year during the Ohio State Michigan game, y'all should be online and watch the game.
I agree. That'll
I
be
think
funny.
that'll do numbers.
I'm an Ohio State fan, but that would be funny
Triggs
He-
watching
is
them
one
two
of the
going at
only
it.
people that I talked to the day of that game, after that game,
You
which
said
is
that. You
crazy because
definitely said
you
that.
know what side
Hey,
he's on.
hey,
Hey, I
Tree.
feel bad for it. I feel bad for him last year, though. I ain't gonna lie. I feel bad for him last year.
Oh, I was.
Hey, Triggs still owe me a fade. He left me outside knocking on the door during the Michigan Ohio State game.
Oh,
He still owes me a
Sure.
fade.
my
You
nigga
know
said
what was
I ain't
crazy?
opening this door. It's over.
I caught him
Ain't
after the
nobody
game.
coming in here.
I caught him after the game because most people know, even family members, don't call him, don't talk to him, don't say nothing at that point. But I called Trish, and I was supposed to meet up with him to have some drinks. Which, by the way, we got to do again, brother Triggs. We've been delaying that, but I couldn't do it.
Not with that one. No, that was tough
And,
last season.
and you know what's so crazy? I wouldn't even go and throw it in this, and rub it in and do none of that. Pause. But I
Pause.
I was more surprised and shocked at this year's outcome than
Because he
anything
knew, like
else.
everybody else knew, it wasn't supposed to happen. That's why.
I mean, but when you got a crybaby as your team captain, I mean, what are you
Crybaby.
supposed to do?
I know we're not talking about
Hey
Captain
Tony,
Jack.
we ain't gonna do that right now. You ain't gonna do that right now.
We still talking about the NFL.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
still talking about
So
the NFL. We're gonna leave that alone.
so Bengals. Do we return
12
to
and
the
6.
playoffs this year?
Yeah, we're going to the playoffs.
We make the
We might
playoffs
get a
this
first
year.
round bye.
Depending on how the other divisions pan out. Yeah, you know
But
the
you
team
really
that I'm
couldn't
worried about this
play
season.
any better
I'm
than
gonna tell
Joe.
y'all.
My only concern is you really can't play any better than Joe played overall last year at the quarterback position. And I'm not saying that I expect him to dip down or anything like that, but
They say it's a big rich town.
Yeah, we ain't got the
the
money.
defense, man. We need Chris Jenkins up front to be a dominant defensive tackle, which I do think he has the potential of being.
Yeah,
McKinley Jackson.
national champion. He's a national champion. Yeah.
See, I was trying to be unbiased. McKinley Jackson has the potential to be a good nose guard. I'm looking up front, but it's still going to determine the Bengal season will be determined by what type of play we get from the defensive backfield. I'm sorry. So your guy, Dax Hill, DJ Turner has to be more consistent.
You keep singling out Dax.
Hey,
You
y'all know
know,
what? I'm gonna say this.
in
Real
my
quick.
slimmer days, I was a
You know
DJ.
who is? You know who gonna be?
Remember that?
Huh?
You know
I
who
said,
gonna be sneaky?
Who?
who was that?
New England. New England
Man,
made
we
I
a
don't
talking
want
about
to
the
lot of
get
Bengals.
started right
accusations.
now, man. We talking about
We talking
AFC.
about the Bengals.
We
We
talking
ain't
about the
worried about the
AFC
AFC
North, right?
East.
So
No,
I'm
what I
What
was
do
sticking
you
with the
saying for
mean?
the streets
AFC.
is,
I'm just
you
staying in the
know,
AFC. We
in my
talking about
slimmer
playoffs.
days, I was a DB. That's the position that I coached also by trade as well. So I look at them a little bit more in detail than other positions, just naturally. So when I see Dax Hill out there, yeah, he probably does stand out for other reasons.
So if he have a breakout season this year, we're gonna mark this day today. And when he go have a breakout season, we're gonna come back in December, and I want you to
I shouldn't even be
apologize to
here,
Dax
Tony.
Hill. As a
I
matter of
love
fact,
Levi Hall.
as a matter of fact, that last November, that last Saturday in November, when you know we already know what's gonna happen this year,
Oh Lord.
happens
What's
because we
gonna
got the
happen, Craig?
phenomenal freshmen. Um, I want you to
Shoelace 2.0.
apologize. I want you to apologize to Dax.
You talk about Shoelace 2.0, Bryce
Okay.
Underwood.
Yeah,
It has been over 1,000 days, ain't it?
over 1,000 days. Oh, it's plenty of days. Will.
Will is like it's like Ray
Oh,
J in that interview.
oh, oh. By the hey, Will. It's been plenty days.
every time he popped back on, he in a different position. His hat is in a different.
They throw a hat on. They got a different angle on the camera.
Where is the piano? But
Hey. We wasn't supposed to see that.
Yeah, we
I
weren't
told
supposed
you
to
that
see
we
that
talking
at
about the
all.
off camera,
That's the conference call
off
background.
camera. Now y'all don't understand. It's okay, off camera.
okay, so I believe Joe Burrow will have a phenomenal year. He may even capture his first MVP finally, and he will lead the Bengals to the playoffs. It's going to be tough. We need the defense to step up and at least present more of a stalemate than they did last year, because you can't have so many games where the offense is scoring over 35 points, especially at home, and you're still losing.
Yeah.
12-6, 13-5.
I think we're the most dangerous team if we make the playoffs. Don't nobody want to see us.
It's
Well,
gonna be
did
hard.
nobody want to see Cincinnati last year?
It's gonna be difficult for either side of the ball to reciprocate what they did last year. I do believe that if the defense gets more turnovers and go back to just being, because I think they're gonna be more bend don't break. But if they can be in the top 10 and force turnovers and get offense the opportunity with the ball a little more, I think that would do wonders. I'm going down on the limb. If they start 0-2, Zach Taylor's fired.
Mm, that's a big say so right there.
They gonna
Especially
fire him
coming from Zach
mid-season.
Taylor's biggest supporter and Will.
They gonna
Yeah.
fire him mid-season.
They won't do that. Not the Will's favorite coach.
Mid-season?
Hey, listen, hey, at this point, they got all the talent they need on offense. The defense, I believe, will be better. No matter if I believe it's Zach's fault or not, somebody has to take them. And they done spent this money. That's the big thing. They done spent the money.
Yeah, they done spent some money.
The false narrative that Cincinnati is cheap and they don't pay their players and all that other stuff, they really put that to bed. Even though, like, true Bengals fans know that that's a false narrative that people just throw out there.
I want to remember this date that Will is saying that, because
Let me write this down.
there are
Listen,
so many instances in the group chat where the only time I've ever really gotten mad at Will, as long as I've known him, is for his defense of Zach Taylor. So him saying that is just a phenomenal first step.
Yeah, man, that's big time.
listen, my words was I don't believe that Zach Taylor is the problem, and I'm going to stand by that. But if they start 0-2, if Joe Burrow go out there and he throws 7 interceptions and only got 1 turnover and they're 0-2, Zach Taylor is taking the blame. It's
Wait,
over. We done fired coaches. We done spent money. We gave you everything that you need.
Here's Burrow's number one hater again. They did what Joe Burrow wanted. How does that not fall on Joe Burrow if they fail? But yeah, Zach will unfortunately get scapegoated because you can't blame a quarterback who's going out leading the league in passing yards and touchdowns and doing his job if he's not the reason why they're losing. There are 21 other players that take snaps primarily that have to do their job on both sides of the ball as well.
hey, do
So
Tony not like Joe because he don't play for his team?
I don't know what it is, but that's probably
No, no,
part
no,
of
no,
it
no, no. This is
because he wouldn't say anything
You like
about
the Patriots?
Tom
I
Brady
understand
wanting
that, but I
Randy
did.
Moss. Tom Brady wanting Randy Moss or Deion Branch or Troy Brown or any of that. He wouldn't have an issue with the Patriots. And I think part of the bitterness is a lot of Patriots fans thought that they had a shot at getting T. Higgins if he hit the open market because that was another popular
Yeah,
destination.
it was.
Tony is anti-Bengals. So whatever the city
How you in
loves,
Cincinnati and you racist to Cincinnati?
whatever the city love about the Bengals, he's gonna oppose it. Now, like I said, I do believe that Joe Burrow gets a lot of passes when he
You say
does.
that on a, or you say that on a regular.
I'm gonna stick by that, especially in the clutch.
I'm glad you consistent because
So
Tony just hates
Especially
it.
in the clutch.
So
But
what?
but if they 0-2 or if they start 1-4 or something like that, Zach done.
Mm.
Zach done.
He sleep Trey.
Clearly, clearly the best quarterback the Bengals have ever had, even more so than Boomer Esiason. So
He
what?
better than Carson Palmer?
Who?
He's better. I
He better
still
than Carson Palmer?
wait. Let me. Carson Palmer is still the most physically gifted quarterback I believe the Bengals have ever had. Just talent wise, arm talent,
Because his arm was crazy.
the prototypical build, the fundamentals. But Joe also has that it factor that you can't teach either, and the competitiveness, trait. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all of that. I still can't put him over Boomer yet, though.
Over Boomer?
I can't put him over Boomer yet.
I can.
Talent wise,
And I love Boomer, but I can't.
you got to get back to it.
Hey, Boomer only made the Super Bowl once too.
That is true. That's true. That is
Yep.
true. That is true.
Now he did win a league MVP also, but
It is true.
What was that, 88?
88. See, this is stuff I'm talking about with Tony. Tony Romo 2.0 is a top 6 quarterback for sure.
Hey, listen, stop falling for it. He got listen.
Don't listen to Tony.
Hey, he
Don't,
bait.
don't.
Tony got a
He is
talent, bro.
baiting everybody to jump on that.
That's clickbait.
Now Tony got
That's
a
clickbait
talent,
right there.
Like, I ain't even hold you. Like, I don't even like this internet stuff. But Tony got a talent, bro. Like he is at his level of being able to troll and keep a serious face.
He do.
Hey,
I be seeing him in that group, in the other group. I be like, oh yeah, Tony here trolling today.
He undefeated.
And people be really
They be burnt up in that group too, bro.
Hey, Tony is
They
deep.
be burnt up. Like, man, what?
He does have a talent for sure. Now, him and Triggs get along because they both support that team up north, which is a perfect transition over to the second portion of this episode that we'll wrap up on. It's college football. So we're going to focus on the preeminent conference in college football. As I've always said, conference supremacy is a year-to-year thing. It's not anything that just automatically goes to one conference every year like people wanted to make it for that 2006, 2012 run that the SEC had that was completely overhyped, and now ESPN is caught with the bill because they invested in it and they got to eat it now. And I told everybody that things would even back out. But I'll give you 2006 to 2012. Other than that, I'm not going. It's Alabama, LSU, and sometimes Georgia. So that's what people mean when they say SEC. So I am focusing on the conference that has produced the last two national champions. I won't even say that one belongs with the asterisk. We'll just, keep it what it is.
Oh, he crazy.
and the Big Ten Conference. So
Great.
I
most
thought I might just get a fast little taste. Remember?
most prognosticators are picking the Penn State Nittany Lions as the favorite in the Big Ten.
They the Atlanta Hawks of college football. Ain't they?
They got a lot of faith in Drew.
The Atlanta
And
Hawks is
Drew
crazy.
don't have his favorite target this year.
They the
Hey,
Atlanta
they
Hawks.
almost beat Notre Dame and should have beat Notre Dame last year in that bowl game.
They the
Yeah, but they don't have.
DeMarcus
But we
Cousins.
go into a whole new year, and they don't have a favorite target. They
Nope.
lost a top defensive talent.
Yep.
Yep, lost
You got to
Abdul
replace.
Carter.
You got to replace Abdullah Carter. That's a lot to replace. We talk about Trey Hendrickson with the Bengals. Abdullah was hey.
No, he was
That's a
that dude, but the cupboard is not bare in Happy Valley.
No, it's not. And they do produce edge rushers, linebackers. They do. I will say.
I think this is the year, and I've been one of his biggest supporters and defenders. Speaking of Nittany Lions head coach James Franklin,
James
because
Franklin.
Triggs is shaking his head, but this is my thing. The man came from Vanderbilt, where he made it a habit of winning 9 games a year there, when the SEC actually kind of was what people were trying to make it. Not really, but you know.
you hate
He
him.
might be Kentucky.
Yeah, he got Kentucky
Okay.
number.
The man
South
can coach
Carolina.
though, and you know what I ask people like
Ole
Penn
Miss wasn't
State?
no good
Look,
back then.
Joe Pa is not coming back from the grave. The man can coach. You get rid of James Franklin, and you get who?
I understand that.
Rid of him.
And I agree with you. You get rid of James, you get rid of Ryan Day. Who do you go to? I get that.
I agree.
Everybody's not a Sharon Moore. You're not gonna get, you're not gonna get that. But James can't. He's not beating Ryan Day. And how you lose to Sharon Moore 2 years in a row? I mean,
Hey, listen.
Newsflash to people who have been blinded the past 4 years: not a lot of people beat Ryan Day. It's not really a common thing that happens, so that shouldn't be a market.
no. I'm just saying in general. When you sign contracts in these programs, you have to beat those two. If it's any two programs, you have to beat those two programs, and then you turn around and then you start losing to Tony Signati.
Yeah.
I mean,
Losing to
Okay.
Minnesota
They used
by
to call
a
the
field
old-
goal and
Yeah, they
losing to
used to
Rutgers
call
by a
the-
touchdown and
but they used to call the old Big Ten the Big Two and the Little Eight. You remember that?
it's still that way.
And then Penn State joined the conference, and for the majority of our lives, it was always Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, maybe Wisconsin to give you a scare, every now and
Michigan
then.
State.
Dino had Michigan State rocking, for a few years when he was there. But we know who the big three usually are. And I'm saying this is his best opportunity. Now, he still has to go out and prove it, because you know where he's at right now, speaking of James Franklin, with the Ohio State. That's his equivalent of where Ryan Day is with that team up north right now. You got to do it. We could talk. We could say what your roster looks like and his favorite, and blah, blah, blah. You have to prove that you can actually win that game now.
Hey,
that's a fact. I give you that.
DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, Toronto Raptors.
They just went to
and then
Toronto. You reminding everybody that's what it
So-
looked like.
But
That's
and
exactly what the- that's exactly
Now,
what
he's
Penn
saying
State
that
is.
they can't get it done as good
They
as
So-
Yeah,
can't-
that's what I'm saying. That's
It's
just
guys.
and that's my thing. So like the Achilles heel in Ann Arbor has been wide receiver on offense. Penn State hasn't had a really good wide receiver in a while, and then he's losing his best target. That was his tight end. On third down, where's Drew Aller going to go? He can't run all game.
nope.
Is he Josh
Can't run.
Allen?
It's
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, I'm with you, Will. I'm with you, big brother.
Yeah,
It's
it-
over for us.
yeah,
But that's what I'm
it's
saying.
slow.
Like,
Got a pretty good running back, though.
hey man, great 10-win season. They'll make the playoff done in the first round.
Yep. They'll lose to a small school.
yeah, but what are they going to finish at in the Big Ten?
Third.
Second or third. If
They
that
gotta-
Michigan, listen, if that
You know what's
Michigan
gonna make
quarterback
or
is who
break their
people
season?
say he is,
They have to come to Columbus. That is going to be the telltale sign of what happens for Penn State this year. What they do, can they pull that game off?
How Oregon looking?
They
They
gonna be
lost
without
everything.
Dylan Gabriel. So they
They
gonna be
lost
rebuilding
everything
too.
this season.
But they keep athletes. So and then
They
it's
only
tough.
kept the
It's
running
tough.
back. They just
But
kept the running back.
it's tough. It's tough to fly from the Midwest to Eugene and play. I mean,
Yeah.
these college kids,
But
they ain't
it's the
pros.
same thing for them though, because I watched last year Washington have to fly to Piscataway and play Rutgers on a Friday night.
And yeah.
And they came up short, but I still think that could be attributed to it. You got to think they
Yeah.
came all the way from
Yeah.
Seattle, Washington,
Yeah.
Piscataway, New
West
Jersey,
Coast to East Coast time is
Friday
different.
night to
Yeah.
play that game. That's almost unfair, really.
Yeah.
Like,
Even if you leave Wednesday, that's still unfair.
yeah,
And I don't know if y'all seen it. They've even adjusted those times so they can actually have a grace period for them to fly East Coast or fly West Coast. They've given them grace this year.
But they need it. I mean, they
Yeah.
should. They should.
Last year they didn't have a grace. They had
hey,
hit this flight.
to Will's point, Dan Lanning, who I don't like, is a good coach out at Oregon. I said he's a good coach, Trish. I didn't say great. I said he's a good coach. You can do a lot worse than Dan Lanning. I just would like if he does get lucky and accidentally win by 1 point because of a favorable call at the end of the game. I would like him to act like he's been there more and not, jumping around like a junior high head coach. When he does get
first year in the Big Ten and you beat Ohio State, they can't be happy.
I just said I would like for him to act like he's been there more.
Hey, Will, those, I'm not even gonna start on it, but those guys that are fans of the team in Columbus, sometimes they get a little delusional,
I didn't say that he couldn't be happy. I'm saying that okay, I won't get it.
They just as bad as the Cowboys fan base. They on the same train.
You know what
got
make
a
it worse?
Like you expected to win.
Hey Trish, you know what make it worse?
What?
You know where we was at when we was watching that game?
Where?
We was at Saul's spot, and you know who's an Oregon fan?
Where?
I'm sitting there watching the game with Norris.
Quack quack.
Yeah, he is an Oregon fan.
Yeah.
He was quiet in January on that Rose Bowl though, boy.
No, you ain't hear a peep.
What happens?
Ain't hear a peep.
What happens if what happens if Ohio State loses to Michigan again?
Somebody going on suicide watch.
I knew the conversation was going to deviate.
Somebody going on suicide
10, right? We talking Big Ten, right?
Hey,
Yeah,
Will,
we talking Big Ten.
What happens as far as what we are? We referring to Ryan?
Y'all got
Day
me ready to take this green ass shirt off, man.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm asking. Like, is that what?
What did the national champ? What did winning the national championship do for Ryan Day? Did it buy him a couple of years?
It saved his job this year.
It saved his job.
It
definitely
solidified
saved his
him
job.
as what I said last year and kept saying, even though he's lost the last 4 meetings, that he is one of the top 3 head coaches easily in college football. So, I mean, it solidified that. Now, what did it do in Columbus?
Hold on, Al. You
exactly
sugarcoat
what
it. It saved his job.
It's exactly
Just
what
saved
you
that.
said. It bought him a little time for people not to be
It bought him 365 days.
as much. Now, I don't think that it was fair or right. I think even for me being a bucknut pause, I think it was a little overkill, for the people that took it as far as threatening his kids and him having to pull them out.
Definitely.
That's
like that. But
yeah, that's different.
But he's reminded of that every day when he's in Columbus. Like, there's no getting around that, because unfortunately the conversation was damn near hours after he won the national championship. Okay, great, but how you gonna win that last Saturday in November?
You lost to Jerome Moore 2 years in a row. I mean, I don't.
Now, see, the way Triggs phrased it when I caught it that day, I can't say on the air, but there was that thought process too. Like, all right, you done lost to 2 years in a row. Them good Ohioans ain't gonna take too kindly.
We talked about Hulk Hogan now.
Hey,
Them good Ohioans didn't like that too much.
he in the same? Nah, he ain't in the same bracket. He ain't in the same category with Zach Taylor, but
So this the thing.
was.
But
I
this the
don't
thing.
look. Even
Who do you
I
get
know
if you fire Ryan Day? Who do you get?
that's
Hey,
Luke Fickle.
all I
Luke
ever
I
Fickle.
heard,
don't see us getting anybody else.
all I've ever heard is
Luke
that
Mike
Fickle.
Tomlin.
you can't lose to Michigan
You can't.
Yeah, you can't. Can't
4 in a
lose to
row.
Michigan.
You heard what I said. Now I was called a bucknut and delusional and everything. I'm not going to totally diminish the national championship, but
You weren't happy.
no, I wasn't
No, he wasn't happy
I
at all.
was.
Hey, listen,
He
because
even
not
texted.
happy at
He
all.
even texted me after the national championship and said, "This don't mean nothing."
That is
That's
crazy.
crazy, Al.
So
Golly.
tell me how he might
That's
be the most.
crazy, Al.
If you
That's the
win the
big one.
national championship, and
Huh.
they said, "Nah, it don't mean nothing. We ain't beat Michigan," and he ain't beat Michigan in a whole graduate. Hey, listen, it's over. He
Jack
might.
Sawyer. Jack Sawyer don't know what that feel like to beat Michigan.
That's crazy.
Jack
neither
Crybaby Sawyer, he don't know.
neither does Mike Hart or Chad Henne. So it's happened before. But at the end of the day, this 4-year stretch has made people lose their mind. And I think Captain Jack is a Buckeye hero, not only because he was born and raised
He
in the
made
state,
one play.
but see, like I said, there's a difference between guys getting upset and wanting to fight just because they lost versus you being disrespectful. And I don't care what anybody says. That's what happened. You won the game, run around the field, wave that crappy maize and blue flag, sing hail to the victors, get your little sandwiches, like I said, from that sandwich shop that they always get up in Columbus before they hop back on the bus. Do whatever. You're not planting the flag. You're not planting the flag.
No,
So when
And
they reacted,
lucky that's all Jack
when
Sawyer.
they reacted the way they reacted, they weren't considered monsters or nothing. They was defending the turf, right?
But on that same Saturday, did that
I'm just
not
asking. You
on
didn't answer
that
my question.
same Saturday,
You
did
didn't
that not
answer my
happen with
question.
Florida State and Florida? Did that not happen? And that same Saturday with Florida State and Florida?
And did they react like that?
I felt like that was an even bigger fight than what took place with Ohio State, Michigan.
And nobody talked about it, did they?
Of course not.
Yeah, because nobody on either one of those teams was crying.
man.
They didn't have a star player crying tears. You guys can't do that. They didn't have that.
I can't make it make sense to anybody else that doesn't understand it, live and breathe it, not just from Ohio State, Michigan standpoint, but from a football standpoint.
Hey,
Because you can ask anybody who played with me in Madisonville Tigers, what would have happened if the Evanston Bulldogs tried to plant a flag in the middle of Stewart Park?
That's just like Locos 265 coming to
listen,
Madisonville. It's a
nobody,
problem.
nobody in the world thought that Michigan was gonna beat Ohio State. This dude
No.
ain't even really watched the game.
I watched it. But I damn sure
Nah,
didn't
he
think we had a
watched it.
chance.
He definitely
No, no,
watched
no, 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 no. Listen.
He was
He
cleaning
didn't
the house
do.
and watching it.
Hey,
He
listen.
was cleaning the house and watching it.
I told y'all he left me outside for about 25 minutes during the game. Like left me outside. Second of all, usually during Ohio State Michigan games, like he is incognito. Like he don't text, he don't say nothing. He is away from the world. I think he delete Instagram and Twitter off his phone, bro. I
Hey
think
I
he
coach,
usually
hey coach,
turn my
hey
phone off
coach, tell
too,
him,
but
tell him for 6 years I missed the basketball event because it was
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
for six
Yeah.
years I missed basketball
the day of
because of Ohio
Ohio
State,
State and
Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah,
One
he
that
don't
and
come.
he will miss.
like Triggs is one of the only people that I talked to on that day.
This year he was texting, he was laughing. Michigan was playing bad. He wasn't even tripping. And he was, oh yeah, the Ohio State. I'm
Yeah, he
talking about
usually
that. He was very
spazzing out. He
cavalier.
tearing up the
Hey,
house.
but tell the truth, Triggs. What did I say leading up to that game when everybody else was talking that? What did I say? about
Should
that
we
game.
have? You said it might go different than what people think.
See, because people don't understand the severity of that game. Like that's why they call it the
Yeah,
game. Like you could throw records and all of that out when
throw
that
it out
game.
the window.
But Al, you remember that we had the episode before that game. Remember I said we both said he tends to change the game plan. We both
Yeah,
said it.
because it's mental now with Ryan Day.
He
It
changes the game plan. He does. He's done it the
if he
last 3
coaches
years.
the way he coaches against Georgia or Clemson or in these other teams, it wouldn't have been a contest.
I'm saying the Georgia don't have a Jerome Moore.
Hey, listen. Nick Anderson was a 90% free throw shooter. 90% free throw shooter until he missed those free throws against the Houston Rockets. He went down to 57% and never recovered.
He ain't never. Yeah, his
Ryan
career
Day
was
is
done after that.
becoming the new
Career
John.
was done.
He is becoming the new John Cooper in Columbus. He can beat everybody else. He brings in tremendous talent, but that game is
Can't
a
beat
problem.
Michigan. Can't beat Michigan.
And now it is mental because he listens to other people and outside noise instead of focusing on his team and stuff.
I hope this is my thing, y'all. I hope after winning the national championship, he knows he doesn't have to adjust everything.
Yeah, but y'all
That's
win
what
a
I'm
national
hoping.
championship, and then what are you gonna do at quarterback?
You
It don't
don't
mean
run
nothing.
the ball up the middle against 2 first-round defensive tackles because you want to prove that you're tough and can compete when your advantage is on the
Well,
outside.
the thing is, the team on the other side of the ball can do that. So you trying to match what they can do, and that's not what y'all are.
Nope.
Exactly. But he's listening to that noise, i.e., the way he reacted to Lou Holtz after the Notre Dame game and went after him because of what he said and the team not being physical. Okay, is this the smash mouth Woody Hayes, Jim Tressel Buckeyes? No. But who gives a damn? The most important letter is W and getting that. No matter how you do it. If your advantage is on the outside with Jeremiah Smith and the best wide receiver group in the country, then do that.
Do that, yeah.
And when they came out the opening drive and were doing that, even though they had to settle for a field goal, Michigan didn't have an answer for them. I think Jeremiah Smith drew like what 3-4 pass interference calls
Yep.
that game. Like he was obviously going away from what they needed to do, and that was the part that pissed me off because I knew once halftime happened, even though they scored and it was 10-10, I said this is still a Michigan game right now. I said they are shortening the clock. They're keeping Ohio State's offense on the sideline, which, by the way, it was a very cold game.
Put that in the dishwasher.
That game, I'm like, okay, that it looks like piss in that mug.
It was tea, man. I'm trying to change the way I live, man. I'm gonna drink a little tea, man.
Yeah, man. So that's fine. So
Hey,
what
But
do
you
you
better not be on
what do you
that team
expect?
next weekend.
What do you
So-
expect
either,
Jerome
Will
Ward
Johnson.
to? What do you
Neither
expect?
one of y'all.
So
That's
who
what I want to.
who's gonna be our surprise in the Big Ten?
Iowa.
Nebraska, Rutgers.
Iowa.
Man, mute your camera.
Well, they have
Ain't
Illinois ranked. What?
Ain't gonna be Kirk Ferentz.
They have Illinois ranked 11 in the coaches poll.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Brett Bielema. They got Brett right there high.
What about
I'm
Luke
trying to
Fickell
think who over there with him.
up in Madison?
All right, go get out.
Looking just like his daddy.
Who is that, Justice?
Yeah.
My boy.
He is about to start riding.
You hear us talking about Michigan, he trying to come get in the conversation.
I don't want to. I can't say Illinois is going to be a dark horse yet.
I don't trust it. I've never trusted Illinois.
You know what?
in
I
anything.
expect Indiana to have another solid year.
Yeah, I think Indiana might be pretty good too.
They were a better football team than people tried to, you know.
And he got a
Kirk
top
Cincinnati?
recruit class coming in. He got a top
Yeah,
10.
go-
He got like
yeah,
a
go
top
with
15
Mr.
recruit
Cincinnati?
class.
Yeah, that's what I think they're going to be solid again. Everybody got mad because they lost to Notre Dame, you know, at Notre Dame in the
It's
playoffs.
a rivalry game.
But even that, I'm like, Notre Dame was a good football team, and they made it to the national
Yeah, they
championship.
made it to the national championship too.
Why is that a bad thing?
And they have an exceptional coach
Yeah,
in Mr. Marcus Freeman.
yeah.
By the
Freeman's
way, he played linebacker in school I don't like, but I respect him as a coach.
I
He's an
respect
amazing
Marcus
coach.
Freeman not only because of the work that he put in my state capital, my state university, but when he was the defensive coordinator here for the Cincinnati Bearcats
And they probably
football,
should have hired him as a head coach, but we can talk about that later.
he went to the same barber as me. God rest Jihad's soul. And there were quite a few Saturdays before he started having him do his haircuts privately at his home, where he was sitting there with all us guys, and he would, shoot the shit and talk about, sports, and remembers your name the next time he sees you. Like Marcus Freeman is a good dude.
No, we always heard good people. He been good people.
Put up with all
They're
my
really good coach.
questions and stuff about him and James Laurinaitis, laying the smack down on Michigan all the years that they were there.
We didn't have a steady coach.
Well, whose fault is that? Nobody told y'all to hire Rich Rodriguez.
The Regents, the Holly Regents, it is.
And Lloyd Carr ran the spread offense his final game there against Florida, won and did it better than Rich Rodriguez did in 4 seasons at Michigan.
Well, Rich Rod was a deep shot,
That was a reach.
Because somebody
that was a reach.
No, when he did in West Virginia, was it going to work in Ann Arbor?
No, it wasn't. But let's keep it a buck. Let's talk about why.
West Virginia.
Wait a minute, Nate. Let's talk about why that was done. Because Michigan, in the midst of having no answers whatsoever, going 1-9 against the great Jim Tressel as the leader of the Ohio State Buckeyes,
which they were paying players under the table.
Somebody told the regents and the university officials in Ann Arbor that the answer to beat Ohio State is to spread them out the way that Urban Meyer did and run the spread offense, and that's how you turn the tide against Ohio State, which is a complete bull crap.
Pause.
Number one. And that's why they made that decision. That is, nobody will ever admit that, but that is why they hired Rich Rodriguez.
They found out years later that if you punched the bully in the mouth, he'd tuck tail and run. Simple.
What it is?
Simple. It's not about. I don't care about. See, this is the thing. I keep seeing people all the time. Oh, they cheated. They did this. They did this. How can you stop? How can you not stop if somebody just take the ball, turn around, hand it off, and you don't make a tackle, regardless of anything? They just running the football. They ain't throwing the football down the field.
Discount the fact that it's clearly proven that they broke recruiting rules.
They did
recruiting during times when they weren't supposed to.
Man, stop that. Stop.
The sign stealing thing was like that's
stop that.
That's cut and dry. We know that took place.
Stop that.
Now the past 2 years, I give you. Okay, whatever.
The recruit we gave a cheeseburger to didn't even come to Michigan. So what?
He did.
What difference?
You know why everybody's
I ain't gonna lie. He did go somewhere else.
While
that cheeseburger they gave him wasn't no good.
While everybody's talking about Ryan Day being, 1-3 against that team up north, we're forgetting how hostile even people like Triggs himself were towards Jim Harbaugh when he was 0-5 against Ohio State. The narrative changed quickly. Everybody wanted him gone.
Well,
Braylon Edwards, who said he was coming on the show and then flaked on me. Ike Hilliard, all these former Michigan guys wanted him out. But you can't take away the fact that when they started cheating, that is when momentum changed. Like Triggs, during the period when that happened, they had to do something to change it up. They started cheating and then they immediately won.
Did the NCAA say that? Or is this we just talked about?
Then why should they more suspended the first 2 games of this year?
Anytime you take a penalty, you gotta self-impose yourself. Yeah, man.
Ohio State benefited off of a cheat because
he don't want to talk about that. He doesn't want to bring that up.
What I want to talk about is Michigan won in 2000. They won in 2003.
I had
Didn't
a
win
rough
it.
high school, didn't I? I had a rough high school go, didn't I?
Didn't win again until 2011 when Jim Tressel, Terrell Pryor, and the gang was forced to sit out the cause Ohio State to have their worst
So,
record since 1897 for some
so,
bullshit, by the way.
but how long has that been going on?
Wait a minute. Then when did they win again after 2011? 2021, 2022,
We ain't lost since.
2023, and 2024. So in a 25-year period, people have lost their mind literally. And then the comeback is always, well, we're the all-time winningest program in college football history. We have to go back to when they wore carnigans and turtlenecks on the field, and there were only 8 schools in America that had college football programs, and before
But
face
everybody
mask.
has a lot. I mean, you lost your mind. You just said that winning the national championship didn't mean anything. Like that's the pinnacle of college football, and you said it didn't matter. All because they lost to Michigan.
When you grow up in the state of Ohio and the state of Michigan, that game means more than any other game on the schedule.
So
They will.
Ohio State beat Michigan,
They
or the
will.
Bengals win a Super Bowl. Them your only options. Which
They
one?
will.
Hold on, real quick, Drew.
I want the Super Bowl.
Hold on, real quick.
I
Drew.
want the Super Bowl.
Woo!
No.
Ohio State
want-
beat Michigan, or Bengals win the Super Bowl. Them your only options.
I want the
You gotta
Bengals.
pick one.
I want the Bengals to win the Super Bowl, then I can die. You know, at the
I
end.
mean, we don't go that far into it.
I'm good. I done seen everything I want to
Yeah,
see.
I got wait and talk. Hold on.
I
Yeah,
done
you'll
seen
be happy.
everything I want to see on this earth if that finally happens. If the
All
Bengals
right,
get
well.
the Lombardi trophy.
Hey, listen.
What's up, bro?
Hey, listen. I'm with him. I want to see the Bengals win the Super Bowl. But I don't know how many more Saturdays in November that he can take after Thanksgiving
Oh,
if
no, he
his
only
team
got one
don't
more.
turn around.
He only got one more. If they lose this year,
I've made up in my mind.
If they lose this year, he gonna fire Ryan Day.
I've made up in my mind that I'm not going to allow that to affect me the way it did last year, because my birthday was the next day. I ain't want to talk to my mama. I ain't want to talk to nobody.
they at Michigan this year, ain't they?
Yeah. Actually, the past 2 years in particular, I was really devastated after the C.J. Stroud one too, because that cost him the Heisman Trophy and a few other things.
Now last year was the worst.
Happened. I mean, it was, but see, I still wasn't as shocked as everybody else. Like, the only thing that pisses me off is I know all the teams Ohio State beat in the playoff leading up to the national championship were 10 times better than that 5-loss Michigan team. That's the part that pisses
Were they? Were they though?
Yes, clearly, yes.
Not clearly.
Yes.
We didn't have a quarterback.
Man, Tennessee could have beat y'all,
Tennessee would not have beat us.
Yes. Oregon did beat y'all handily.
We didn't have a quarterback.
Handily.
So we got a quarterback this year, then we're going to see. Okay.
Y'all keep saying that. And I hope this young man is half as good as y'all. I didn't see it. All the film I watched on him, and I'm talking about even when he was committed to LSU. So it ain't me being biased because he's going to Michigan or whatever. I just don't see what everybody else sees that makes him this can't miss. Oh, he's a top-rated high school court. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Like, but y'all lost to 4.
What type of high school football do they play in Michigan anyway across the state? Like, stop. It's not a hotbed for talent. Like, stop. Like,
I can't argue that.
He's okay. He's okay. He's got some measurables. He's 6'5", whatever. He looks good in his uniform, paws, all the shit that don't really matter when you get out on the field, okay. But, like, this whole Bryce Underwood thing, I don't even think he's better than Tavian St. Clair, to be honest. But, and they competed in some of the same Elite 11 quarterback competitions and everything else. But, we'll see.
So that's y'all hanging your hat on? St. Clair?
He's the future.
I'm talking about this year. Who you got hanging your hat on this year?
And that's another thing. So people act like Julian Sand wasn't the number one quarterback by multiple publications coming out a couple years ago. Also, when he committed to Alabama to play for Nick Saban and transferred to Ohio State after he retired. Now, see, it's because we haven't seen him play where people are like, oh, well, what's Ohio State going to do? Julian Sand is a 5-star prospect, too.
I mean, but that matters. I mean, he hasn't played. That matters. You got to catch
So
up to the
why
speed of the
are
game.
we? Thank you for making my point. So why are we hanging our hat on Bryce Underwood and saying that he's going to be the Michael Vick of today's era?
Because the one thing we can do is take a snap and turn around and hand the ball off to help their young man out.
You see how these Michigan fans always have a comeback to every.
Am I not right?
So you're
Are
saying
we
they're
not
going to
going to?
protect? They're going to protect this young man and not ask him to do
Why would we do that? Right.
superhuman, feats. So that maybe he's not the freshman that you think he is. I don't understand why y'all think he's gonna come in right away and just light stuff up. Like, how often does that really happen as a true freshman at quarterback?
Well, he probably one of those kids that recommit. I mean, what they call reclass. He probably one of those reclass kids. So he might supposed to be a sophomore in college.
Well, what it is they offered him $10 million because that's another thing people wanted to talk about Ohio State for paying its returning players to come
Hold on,
back
Brody.
last year. They offered him $10 million on one player for him to change his commitment. Because
And the Regents, man. The
even
Regents.
though he's a Michigan born and bred guy, he didn't want to go to Michigan. He was originally committed to LSU.
Brian Kelly, he hell of a recruiter.
Y'all better hope this young man comes in right away and does what y'all expect him to do.
I
The
mean, he gonna
film,
have some bumps. He gonna have some bumps along his go, but the
y'all gonna
thing,
be
like I said, he got Justice Hayes and Jordan Marshall to turn around, help him out. Samaj Morton gonna have a breakout year. We keep a tight end, and the defense gonna be top five. So I don't understand what else you want.
I want a Braylon Edwards, a David Terrell, a Steve
Well, we
Preston.
just ain't we ain't bringing those guys. We not bringing those guys up I-20 anymore.
I'll take a Justin Gallen. Uh, that's what I want. I want a team from Ann Arbor that's actually exciting, even as me being a non-fan, to actually turn on the TV and watch. Because right now their entertainment value is boo boo. Now I know the ultimate thing is to win the game, yes, but even being a
You
power,
what? The thing is, you call it boo boo, but we ran about 40 times in a row against Penn State, and you like that.
you know, okay.
40 straight plays.
I think Bryce Underwood is going to be in position to do great things in Ann Arbor, and we'll just have to see if he's up to
Yeah, we have to wait and see.
the bill.
So, but that's what I'm saying. So we all agree that Penn State gonna have to go to Columbus and create a miracle.
They got to slay the dragon.
But outside of the Buckeyes, I mean, who else is it?
I mean, there's going to be good football. There's, Oregon is not going to fall all the way off. I think you still have to go out. If you
You
play
got
in
to go to,
LA,
you got to go play in LA
you got to play in the Coliseum.
twice.
Washington, might surprise some people. Illinois with Brett, Bielema is going to
Yeah,
be a
Brad
tough.
Beal.
I was telling our boy Charles, his son Travis, I said, man, there's a trap game for Ohio State in there that nobody's talking about. When they had to go up to Camp Randall and Madison and
Wisconsin.
play Wisconsin, it's never an easy place to win. Anybody
Yeah.
that goes to Iowa and plays in Kinnick Stadium, I'll invite anybody in the country to go do that. Go in there with the pink locker rooms for the away team. Are they playing with your mind when you walk into the stadium anyway? It is just an awkward place to play football. I don't
Then
know.
they wave to the kids in the fourth quarter. Oh my
Yeah,
God. It
it's an
soften you up.
awkward place to play college football in the middle of nowhere. um, I think it's going to be another good competitive year in the Big Ten, where if you're not strapped up every Saturday, you could get surprised.
Rutgers ain't the easy. They ain't not easy out.
No, especially not with our guy back there.
Yeah.
What's
Rutgers
his
ain't
name,
easy
the head
out.
coach?
Soriano. So, what's his name?
I got to look it up now.
It's Greg something, man. Greg Schiano. Is
Greg
it Greg
Schiano.
Schiano? Yeah, Greg Schiano. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
because he knows how to win in Rutgers. He knows all the high school coaches and stuff there and everything. It's going to be a good competitive year in the Big Ten. But again, this is James Franklin's year to get it done if he's going to. Look at Will.
So let me look at the Penn State schedule. Let me see who they're doing. Because that got a lot to do with it too. Because historically, our Big Ten teams don't play the toughest of schedule unless it's inside of the conference.
It's over, bro.
Oh, yeah, their schedule is horrible.
So they got Oregon at home. They got to fly to LA. They go to Iowa on the 18th of October. They got a tough 3 game stretch.
Yeah, but that's all in conference, like you said, because out of conference, they play
Yeah,
Villanova,
yeah.
they play Florida
Nevada.
International,
They played Nevada.
Nevada. Yeah, they're not even trying to
They
move.
don't even play Michigan this year. But they got a tough go at it, man. They got Iowa in Columbus, Indiana come there, then they got to go to East Lansing. And they got to go to Nebraska. I mean, Nebraska come there, but then they got to go to Rutgers. They got some tough games.
Now, what about Nebraska this year, though? With Dylan Raiola and Matt Rule?
You just don't know what you're going to get. I mean, Matt Rule's a good coach. Um, I mean, we get firsthand look at him. Nebraska comes right to the Queen City. First game of the go, the 28th of August.
Oh, they play Cincinnati?
Yeah, 28th. They come right here.
I think I think Oregon has a tough in-conference schedule this year. Oh, and they actually put Oregon State back on the schedule.
Who Oregon did.
Yeah,
That was good for him. That was good for the program.
yeah. Okay, but you know a team we didn't mention before we wrap up. You didn't mention Row the Boat. You didn't mention PJ Fleck up there
I
in
know I
Minnesota.
wanted to. I wanted to so bad, but we didn't talk about it. Yeah, PJ is a tough out, man.
I'm a big fan of his. I know some other people aren't, but I've always looked at him as a potential guy down the line that could end up in Columbus, depending on how things go.
Yeah, but PJ got a decent schedule. I
I
mean,
like PJ Fleck,
he
man.
got to come to Columbus. Um, he got to go to Iowa. He go to Oregon. He get Wisconsin at home. His toughest one gonna be when he got to go to Chicago
Yeah, that's
and
what I
play
was
them in
thinking about
November.
going to Chicago.
Now,
He got to go to Chicago.
Does Northwestern have a field yet, or they still playing at that practice facility?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I
But
don't
no,
know, but
I didn't even know they tore down the old stadium. For be honest.
I'm looking forward to another solid year in the Big Ten. There's going to be a dark horse, but
they still at the practice stadium, I think, this year.
if Julian Sand comes out and proves he's the player that he was recruited out of high school to be by Nick Saban and pretty much everybody else, then I think Ohio State is going to be a tough out for everybody. But like I did say, being objective about it, when I was talking to Travis, I said, man, losing 14 players to the draft is a lot for anybody,
Good luck.
including Ohio State.
Good luck. We just went through that. What we did? 23? We put 23 in the draft?
Something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, I was closer.
So good luck. But it'll be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting season. It's gonna be a good season. Don't
So,
let it consume your life.
yeah, well, that's a whole other subject. I'm not fortunate like brother Will to be as well rounded as he is, and had a woman at home, or we know what brother
Here you
Nate's
go.
getting ready to do. Um,
Hey,
well,
bro. Hey,
I'm
bro.
so I'm so
Don't
glad
do
your
that.
wedding is an open bar.
He is too.
So I can drink my sorrows away.
That was my only gift to myself.
Here we go.
That was my only gift.
That's some alcoholics, bro.
No, drunks, man. Alcoholics go to class, man. Drunks party.
I was go to class. Ain't no alcoholics.
I'm a function. Well, let me stop.
You about to incriminate yourself, bro.
At the end of the day, I am extremely happy that I was invited to this celebration for Nate and Amber. So I can't wait. I went out and bought an expensive black shirt since it's got to be a black tie event in the middle of August.
Bro, you indoors. What are you talking about? You act like you're going outside. Everybody keep acting like they going outside. Like you
Also, I'm
wearing.
not the
We
only
just
person
asked y'all to
who
wear
rock
black
that.
and white.
You said
Yeah.
black tie event?
Yeah, it's black tie, man.
Did you
Bro,
get
you in a
invitation
suit.
to this?
You got a whole
I'm
suit, bro.
in the
You ain't got
wedding,
nothing to
man.
worry
I had to
about.
pay $250. You know what I mean?
I love you, bro. I love you.
I didn't know he was making the guest dress up in black. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
He
Yeah,
bullshit.
man.
He's bullshit.
Hey, man, y'all talking too loud. My fiance in another room right here,
He don't care. That's just
man.
your problem. Ain't ours.
I love Nate and Amber, man. I'm
The
just like,
hell?
I'm glad I made the guest list, man.
You gonna make her come in here, and I ain't trying to hear it. I gotta
Well,
live here.
yeah,
I gotta live here.
Because Charles and Jeff, but he said, you gonna give me in trouble. Charles and Jeff put me through that too, had me questioning life. Like, so I'm paying because you want me to, okay.
Yeah, I'm paying for your food. I'm paying for where y'all eating at. I'm paying for your alcohol. I'm paying for everything. You just paying for a suit. Y'all
and
be all right.
Airbnb.
You ain't putting nothing on that.
Well, you ain't asked. I'm glad. We be quiet there.
Well, y'all getting on these mics and ratting. That's why the people got to follow the podcast. People start ratting.
That's why the Undertaker ain't the Undertaker no more.
This nigga start ratting.
Yeah, man. So
He done turned into Mark. He ain't the Undertaker no more.
I told you I live through my friends, man, because I know for a fact that I'm not gonna experience that. So that's
Hey
why
Al, we just end this now because I'm sick of you. Just go
it's
ahead, bro.
it's the
Now you
truth,
just
man.
talking all the.
It's the truth. So I am
Oh my
happy
gosh!
to
Just go
live
ahead and end
through.
this now, man.
I'm
I'm
happy to
sick of you
live through
saying
Nate.
this, man.
I'm happy to live through Nate and enjoy his day with Amber.
Don't live through me. You don't know my struggles. You don't know my pain.
You gonna get yourself in trouble. Now that ain't me. That's you talking.
See, here you go. Here you go. Now you putting the whole capious out on me.
Hey,
Now I
look,
don't need
I
no
told
paperwork, bro.
y'all, bro.
I
Look,
don't need no
you know, these
paperwork on me,
mics are
man.
starting to rat. So, y'all getting up here, y'all starting to rat. All right.
I ain't even say what I wanted to say about Will possibly doing that in the future. So I'm gonna just
All right. Now we gotta chill. I'm gonna save you, Will. Don't worry about it. I got
look,
you. I
look.
got you, Will. I'm gonna save you. We go chill right
So
now.
I thought we were
August,
talking about sports.
we are as we wrap up August 20th. August 20th. We, however you want to pronounce it right now, is me because I'm the only one that's put up money and made the 50% deposit. But for the third straight year, we'll be providing the first team in a meal a year for the Schroeder Jaguars football team. Something that I started a few years back is my way to give
You gotta
back.
keep it going now. You done already invested. Yeah, keep it going.
That's the point I'm making.
Is that the first game?
The first game is the next day on the
First game.
21st.
Well,
So,
we get together. I give you something for it too.
brother Darren,
It's my due diligence as a basketball coach.
well, I appreciate that. There's a few other people that said they going to, and I'm sure they probably will, but as of right now,
Is Kirk cooking? Kirk cooking again?
no, I hired Ashley.
Oh, okay.
So from Spoiled Rotten Catering LLC. But I do need to hook up with Kurt and get some of them.
She owed me some potatoes and onions. I had to push down.
I would have did Kurt, but like I said, I hired him personally for a lot of events and stuff still.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to give Ash a shot. Sure, I still love her too. So we're doing that as a way to start the year off. I like to do that. I think it helps with the morale. B-Mac, Brian already hit me up asking me, was I still doing it this year? And I said, yeah. Just make sure you focus on the field and in the classroom and do what you need to do. But no, I'm very happy to do that again for my Jaguars. So looking forward to that as well. So people, please come out, check out the Schroeder Jaguars this year as they try to do something that's never been done in school history, going back-to-back playoffs this year. Darren said he's pretty confident about the team, so looking forward to that.
First game against Norwood.
Norwood beat Norwood.
So can you provide a meal for the basketball team? Or are we talking about that
Tried to
another
do that
day?
with Will one time, man. He didn't seem really interested in it, but
Well, listen, you can go through me. We don't have to worry about him. You know they say.
Sometimes you
know
gotta
how Frank.
remove
Hey, you
Will
know
from
how Frank Lucas
situations.
had Doc.
Sometimes you gotta
Lucas had
remove
Doc.
him, man.
You can go through me.
Don't even talk to him sometimes.
This is why the world got a problem with podcasts. People just open these mics and just start lying. They just start lying.
look, I did try to hit Will up about that before, man. Maybe we can do something this year. I don't know.
Just go through me, man.
Shaking his head down, man.
Hey, here we go, bro. People say stuff like this, make me the best.
Will was almost acting like they ain't deserved. Nah, I'm messing with
Just get on these podcasts. Just start.
Will act like he hate his kids. He act like he hate them.
It's like they don't need nothing.
Nah, don't get them nothing. They gotta earn everything in this locker room. Dang, just some food, Will. God, dog. We just talking about food.
Fruit roll-ups and Sunny D.
Man, see, that's crazy, man. That ain't even a healthy diet, bro. What you on?
At all.
Hey, actually, what our kids, they might prefer that over a meal. We fed them one time, and they said it was a little too heavy, and it was just sandwiches and fruit. So
For real?
That's the problem because they're not used to eating the right.
Yeah, they ain't used to eating right. That's what it is. Yeah. That's crazy. He said he prefer fruit roll-ups.
yeah, our kids may prefer
Fruit
roll-ups
roll-ups and Sunny Delight, bro.
and some Skittles to go with it, and we go in by 30.
All right, that's what I want to see.
That sounds like a Zod diet.
Pressing after a made
That's
basket.
crazy.
Pressing after a made basket. 60 minutes to hell.
John Chaney.
And
I was just thinking, I was feeling like that's an Arkansas type of situation right there.
yeah, we can't have Will going after him like Calipari, though.
Nah, I'm talking about the other one that had the receding hairline. He used to do
Nolan
that
Ridge.
first.
Nolan Ridge.
Yeah, Nolan did it first.
Hey,
Will,
look, on the sideline, I'm not the problem. It's not me.
Wow.
It's not me.
Wow.
I don't know.
I'm not the problem.
I've been on the sideline, so I don't know.
Oh, not the old me. Yeah, the old me. The new me.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. Yeah, I'm about to say the old you.
Practice is one thing. Games is totally different.
There you go, these mics on the podcast.
It's the rest of the people that's dressed like
I'm trying to save him from himself. Will, are you going to be...
Hey, Will, I just seen Trish cuss a couple folk out. Like, no, So I done
Will,
seen it before.
are
Yeah,
you
I done
gonna
seen
stop
the
by
whole
on
the
August 20th?
nose. I done seen the
Yeah,
strong
I'll be there.
nose.
That's the first day of school. I'll be there.
Yeah, it's at 7 p.m.
I got
The
yeah,
20th, the 20th, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Wednesday, August 20th at 7 p.m.
yeah,
Oh, the first game on a Thursday night.
yep.
Yep.
Yeah, they play
Okay.
a Thursday. That's crazy. When they
Is it,
start doing that?
it's at Norwood?
At Stars.
Okay.
Yeah, they played at Norwood last year. They beat them up in Norwood last year.
It better
They
beat them up.
field ain't done. Chuck said they field ain't done still.
Man, they ain't doing nothing in Norwood. Mark Edwards ain't running out that tunnel, man.
Whatever happened to Mark Edwards? Did he go to, where he went to school somewhere?
He went to Notre Dame.
He got
Oh,
lost
he
in the shuffle.
did.
He went to Notre Dame and played for the Patriots. He was actually on that first Super Bowl team in 2001.
Mm.
But that's the only Norwood football player I know that ever
Nah,
amounted.
Smoke Dog already told me. He said they small. They little. They little at Norwood. They got some Don kids over there.
I mean, the community, man. You know, it's the communities have changed over the years, man. You know.
That's a fact.
Yeah, to think that a Schroeder team would be out there with hardly any Kennedy Heights or Madisonville residents, boy, you could have told me that back in the day, and I'd honestly be lying.
It's
Will, did
Yeah.
different.
y'all have any kids from Madisonville in your school?
Yeah. We got a couple.
Yeah, athletes very
No.
I think we got two.
very few, but kids, yeah.
And shout out to Brother Newberry as we get ready to exit this episode. Finally hit me up a couple weeks ago and talked to me. I was waiting for his call. That's crazy. We actually play New Richmond on the schedule this year too. And he asked me, was I going to be there? I said, yeah, but you know what sideline I'm going to be on. So, but
The
that was,
same one he gonna be on. He gonna be over there too.
Yeah, he gonna be on the other side. He don't know them people.
he going to try to be. But thank you for everybody that tuned in this episode. Remember, the audio files will be up on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. Did I leave any of them off? No, that's the major four.
No, you got it. That's it.
Please remember to subscribe, like the YouTube page, the Instagram page, Facebook page. Want to thank Brother Triggs for finally coming on the show and representing that team up north. Brother Will, as always, thank you for showing off the piano this time too, showing your other many faceted sides that you bring to the table.
They say it's a big bridge town. I appreciate y'all for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Yes,
We
sir.
knew he was Ghost. We already knew that.
Will West, the best
They
Nate.
get
You
on
know
these
it.
mics and just start lying, bro. Just saying anything.
The piano is on here. The episode won't be erased on YouTube.
We can't even remove it, bro. It's that you put it out there, bro. We seen the spiral staircase and everything, bro.
Big John, we love you. Keep your head ready to have you back. Again, it's I Am Pharaoh signing out. We'll try and do it better the next time.
For sure.